There exists a paradox so profound that it holds the key to every achievement you have ever desired. The harder you grasp for success, the more it eludes your desperate fingers. The more you strain toward your goals, the further they retreat into the distance. Yet when you learn to release your grip and trust the divine current that flows through all existence, miracles become your natural experience and abundance flows to you with effortless grace. You are about to discover the divine principle of surrendered achievement, the sacred truth that accomplishes everything through divine partnership rather than personal force. This is the secret that transforms struggle into flow, effort into ease, and desperation into divine magnetism. The universe operates on principles of harmony, rhythm, and natural flow. When you align with these cosmic currents, instead of fighting against them, you become like a skilled sailor who uses the wind rather than battling it. Your goals are not obstacles to be conquered, but destinations to be received. Your dreams are not distant peaks to be climbed, but gifts waiting to be unwrapped by your willing consciousness. Effortless achievement begins with understanding that you are not separate from the intelligence that created galaxies and orchestrates the dance of seasons. The same force that guides planets in their orbits and causes flowers to bloom desires to express perfection through your life. When you stop interfering with this divine flow through anxiety, forcing, and desperate striving, miracles become as natural as breathing. The ancient Chinese masters understood this principle deeply when they observed water, the softest substance on earth that consistently overcomes the hardest. Water never forces its way. It finds the path of least resistance while remaining absolutely committed to reaching the sea. When you embody this water-like consciousness, obstacles become pathways and challenges transform into opportunities for divine expression. True mastery lies in recognizing when to act and when to allow. The wise entrepreneur knows when to take inspired action and when to step back and let divine intelligence work through circumstances beyond human manipulation. The successful artist understands when to apply skill and when to become a clear channel for creativity that flows from infinite source. Scripture teaches us to consider the lilies of the field, how they grow. They toil not, neither do they spin, yet Solomon in all his glory was not arrayed like one of these. This divine instruction reveals the fundamental principle of effortless manifestation. Trusting the same intelligence that clothes flowers and feeds birds to provide for your every need when you align with divine will, rather than personal demand. The flower does not struggle to bloom. It simply receives sunlight and allows its inherent nature to unfold. The tree does not strain to bear fruit. It grows according to its inner blueprint, while trusting the seasons to provide perfect timing. When you adopt this natural approach to achievement, your goals manifest with the same inevitability that spring follows winter. Michael Jordan exemplified this principle during his legendary basketball career, particularly in what he called the zone, those transcendent moments when extraordinary performance flowed through him effortlessly. Jordan described these peak experiences as states where he stopped trying to control every movement and instead trusted his body's wisdom and years of preparation to express themselves naturally. During the 1991 NBA Finals against the Lakers, Jordan famously switched hands mid-air for a layup, later saying the move happened through him rather than by him. His greatest achievements came when he surrendered personal will to the flow of pure athletic expression. His breakthrough demonstrates that peak performance emerges from the marriage of preparation and surrender. When you have done the groundwork and then release attachment to specific outcomes, excellence flows through you as naturally as water flows downhill. Embrace this transformative principle and declare with serene confidence, I release all strain and struggle and allow divine perfection to express through my life effortlessly. Effortless achievement requires understanding the difference between inspired action and forced effort. Inspired action feels light, joyful, and energizing. It flows from inner knowing rather than external pressure. You take steps because they feel right rather than because you think you should. The timing feels perfect, the path feels clear, and the energy feels sustainable. Forced effort carries the heavy vibration of desperation, anxiety, and control. You push because you fear what will happen if you stop. You strain because you believe success depends entirely on your personal will. You exhaust yourself trying to manipulate outcomes that lie beyond your direct control. The ancient prophet Elijah discovered this principle when he fled into the wilderness and waited for divine guidance. God was not in the earthquake, not in the fire, not in the mighty wind, but in the still small voice that could only be heard when external striving ceased. Your greatest breakthroughs often come in moments of stillness when you stop demanding and start receiving. This is where I invite you to step into the flow of effortless manifestation. In the comments below, write these words: I surrender and let divine intelligence work through me. When you make this declaration, you release the exhausting burden of trying to control every outcome through personal will. You announce your willingness to work with infinite wisdom rather than against it. You signal your readiness to become a clear channel through which miracles can manifest naturally. Write it now and feel the relief that comes from surrendering to divine partnership. Effortless achievement flows through the principle of magnetic attraction rather than forceful pursuit. When you become internally aligned with your desired outcome, feeling grateful for it, visualizing it as already accomplished, and maintaining unshakable faith in its manifestation, you create an irresistible magnetic pull that draws your goals into your experience. This magnetic quality develops through consistent inner work rather than constant outer activity. You spend time each day feeling the reality of your accomplished dreams. You speak as one who has already received. You act from the consciousness of fulfillment rather than the desperation of lack. This internal alignment creates external circumstances that match your elevated state. The biblical account of David facing Goliath illustrates this principle perfectly. While others saw an impossible giant, David approached the situation from a consciousness of divine protection and assured victory. He did not strain or struggle. He simply picked up stones and trusted divine guidance to direct their flight. His effortless confidence created the very victory that others considered impossible. David's triumph reveals that the greatest battles are won in consciousness before they are fought in the physical realm. When you approach challenges from a place of inner certainty rather than outer effort, solutions appear with miraculous ease. Effortless achievement requires releasing attachment to specific methods while maintaining absolute faith in desired outcomes. You become crystal clear about what you want while remaining completely flexible about how it arrives. This combination of clear intention and relaxed expectation creates the perfect conditions for divine surprise and supernatural provision. Jane Goodall embodies this principle in her revolutionary approach to animal research. Rather than forcing interactions or manipulating chimpanzee behavior to gather data quickly, Goodall spent years in patient observation, allowing the animals to become comfortable with her presence naturally. She would sit quietly for hours, sometimes entire days, simply watching and waiting for the chimpanzees to reveal their authentic behaviors. Her greatest discoveries, including the groundbreaking observation that chimpanzees use tools, came through this patient receptivity rather than aggressive scientific intervention. Her willingness to wait and trust the natural unfolding of relationship led to insights that transformed our understanding. Her success demonstrates that the most profound discoveries emerge from patient observation rather than forced experimentation. When you approach your goals with the same patient receptivity, breakthrough insights arrive naturally without strain or manipulation. Stand in this principle of patient faith and proclaim, I plant seeds of intention and trust divine intelligence to bring the perfect harvest in divine timing. Effortless achievement involves recognizing that your primary job is to become the person who naturally receives what you desire, rather than the person who struggles to obtain it. Internal transformation precedes external manifestation. When your consciousness expands to accommodate your dreams, physical reality reshapes itself to match your elevated awareness. This transformation happens through daily practices that align your inner world with your desired outer world. You meditate on your goals as already accomplished. You give thanks for blessings before they appear. You speak and act from the identity of one who has already arrived at their destination. This consistent inner work creates the magnetic field that attracts corresponding external experiences. The master of effortless achievement understands that they are not trying to get something from the universe, but rather allowing the universe to give something through them. Your goals are not external acquisitions, but internal expressions. Your dreams are not distant destinations, but present possibilities waiting for your consciousness to expand enough to receive them. Archimedes exemplified this principle during his famous discovery of water displacement. After struggling intensely with the mathematical problem of measuring irregular objects, he set aside his calculations and decided to relax in a warm bath. The moment he lowered himself into the water and watched it overflow, the complete solution flashed into his consciousness with such clarity that he shouted, "Eureka!" and ran through the streets in excitement. His greatest scientific breakthrough came not through forced calculation, but through receptive relaxation that allowed divine intelligence to reveal the perfect solution. His approach demonstrates that breakthrough insights emerge from receptivity rather than force. When you create space for solutions by releasing mental strain, inspiration flows as naturally as water finding its level. Align with this creative flow and declare, "I am a clear channel for divine inspiration, and perfect ideas flow through me effortlessly." Effortless achievement requires understanding that the universe has already prepared everything you need for your success. Your job is not to create your good, but to align with it. Not to force circumstances, but to flow with them. Not to manipulate outcomes, but to magnetize them through internal harmony. Every desire that arises in your heart corresponds to a divine provision that already exists in the realm of infinite possibility. The universe never gives you a dream without also providing the means for its fulfillment. Your role is to maintain faith in this divine provision while taking whatever inspired steps feel light and natural. The parable of the mustard seed teaches us that faith the size of the smallest seed can move mountains. This instruction reveals that the magnitude of your belief matters less than the quality of your trust. Complete faith in small measures accomplishes more than partial faith in large doses. When you surrender fully to divine intelligence, even your smallest steps create enormous results. Effortless achievement flows through the principle of divine right action, taking steps when inspired, resting when guided, speaking when moved, and remaining silent when directed. You become sensitive to the subtle inner guidance that knows exactly when and how to move for maximum effectiveness with minimum effort. This sensitivity develops through regular communion with the divine intelligence that orchestrates all perfect timing. You begin each day asking for guidance rather than making demands. You pause before major decisions to sense divine direction. You learn to distinguish between the voice of ego that always pushes and the voice of spirit that gently guides. The secret lies in understanding that you are not responsible for results, you are responsible for alignment. Your job is to maintain your connection to divine source, follow inner guidance, and trust outcomes to infinite intelligence. When you accept this divine partnership, effort becomes effortless and struggle transforms into flow. True mastery emerges when you realize that you are not doing the work. The work is being done through you. You become a willing instrument through which divine intelligence expresses perfect solutions, creative innovations, and miraculous manifestations. Your personality steps aside to let your divine nature lead the way. The artist who paints masterpieces knows they are channeling beauty that already exists in cosmic consciousness. The entrepreneur who builds empires understands they are expressing divine ideas through practical application. The healer who restores health recognizes they are facilitating the body's natural wisdom rather than imposing personal will. When you approach your goals from this consciousness of divine partnership, obstacles become stepping stones and setbacks become setups for greater victories. You stop taking personal credit for successes and personal blame for failures, recognizing that you are participating in a cosmic dance that extends far beyond individual understanding. Effortless achievement ultimately requires surrendering the illusion that you are separate from the intelligence that governs all creation. You are not an isolated individual struggling against cosmic forces. You are an individualized expression of the same intelligence that creates stars and orchestrates seasons. When this truth penetrates your consciousness, effort becomes unnecessary because you are no longer working against universal law, but flowing with it. Your goals align with cosmic intention. Your desires reflect divine will, expressing through your unique perspective. Your achievements become inevitable because they serve the greater good of all existence. The universe desires to express its infinite abundance through your individual consciousness. Every goal you set that serves the highest good already has divine support mobilizing on its behalf. Your success is part of cosmic plan for beauty, harmony, and love to manifest more fully on Earth. Stop believing that achievement requires struggle. Stop thinking that success demands sacrifice. Stop assuming that your dreams are too big for divine provision. The same intelligence that sustains galaxies can certainly handle your earthly goals when you surrender control and trust divine orchestration. Begin each day by aligning with divine flow rather than personal agenda. Ask for guidance instead of demanding outcomes. Take inspired action rather than forced effort. Trust divine timing instead of human impatience. Allow solutions to emerge rather than forcing them into existence. Your dreams are calling you toward effortless achievement. Your desires are beckoning you toward the sacred art of not trying, the principle that accomplishes everything through surrender, achieves all through allowance, and manifests miracles through trust in the infinite intelligence that knows exactly how to fulfill every righteous desire. The universe is conspiring for your effortless success. Divine intelligence is orchestrating your perfect victory. Infinite wisdom is preparing your abundant harvest. Release your grip, trust the flow. Your effortless achievement awaits your willing surrender.